Karan from Bhubaneswar and T.S. Sudhir joins us from Hyderabad. But before we come to them about the alliance games going on, take a look at just how the BJP is, as I said, shopping for allies.
Larger NDA is in the making ahead of the Grand Battle 2024. In Odisha, there are talks of the BJD joining hands with the BJP. Though there have been no formal announcement yet, but leaders of both the parties have hinted at a positive possibility.
Under the chairmanship of Honorable President of the party, Shri Naveen Patnaik ji, and we discussed all the aspects of the coming elections. And we all decided unanimously, the party decided, that what is best in the interest of the state, the party should take a call on that.
So whatever will be decided will be declared by our national and state leadership.
The BJP left the BJP-led NDA in 2009 after an 11-year-old political partnership due to failed seat-sharing talks. Naveen Patnaik even refused to support Narendra Modi's candidature as Prime Minister aspirant in 2013. But as soon as Modi came to power, he made a U-turn and BJP-BJD bonhomie has been growing steadily. In 2019, BJP helped elect Union Minister Ashwani Vaishnav to Rajya Sabha, and this year too, he sought re-nomination to the Rajya Sabha for the second time from Odisha. The BJD is considered a friendly party to the ruling BJP, having lent support to the union government for the passage of crucial bills like the Triple Talaq, abrogation of Article 370 and NCT Bill of Delhi. Down south, TDP Jan Sena BJP alliance is also gaining momentum with TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu being in the capital to meet Union Minister Amit Shah. Seat sharing deal is top of the agenda.
ఏ విధంగా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారిని ఆహ్వానించారో పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారిని కూడా ఆహ్వానించారు. పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారు కూడా ఈరోజు రాత్రికి ఢిల్లీ చేరుకుంటారు. అక్కడ భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ నాయకులతోటి సమావేశం జరిగిన తర్వాత
To achieve its target of 370 plus seats in the upcoming elections, the BJP needs to improve its tally in the south and east. So the party has marked the states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh in the south and Odisha and West Bengal in the east. Right before the dates are announced for the polls, it's hectic parley time. And BJP is out with a clear shopping list of allies wherever the party is in the back foot. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, so let's get a sense of how this is all playing out as the BJP seals more and more alliances by the day. Paulomi is with me here, Jajati Karan from Bhubaneswar, T.S. Sudhir from Hyderabad. So all bases covered, but to you, Paulomi, first, because, you got a sense 6 months ago that the BJP was struggling to take on the India alliance in terms of just the depth and diversity of allies that the India alliance has had. Right. Now, suddenly, every week you've got a new ally added on. You've got JDS, which was added a few months ago. The Biju Janata Dal seems a done deal. And Telugu Desam also likely to happen. So what's the BJP strategy? Is it that in states where they're not strong enough, pick up a strong regional ally?
Absolutely. The BJP has set itself the Prime Minister has set itself a very steep target for the party, 370, 400 plus for the NDA. How do you get that? You've saturated yourself in states where you're already in a dominant position.
Basically
in the Hindi,
North and Western India.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hindi heartland states and the Western belt. But as far as the East is concerned, Odisha, Bengal, they continue to be, tough targets for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And then, of course, the southern states, except for Karnataka, where they got 25 of the 29 that they won in the last Lok Sabha. As far as the southern region was concerned, no other state is... The BJP didn't have much of a footprint over there. So that's why the BJP needs these regional allies in order to bolster its numbers.
But who's driving it? Is it the BJP which is going around, as I said, shopping for allies? Or are the potential allies coming back to them? The likes of Chandrababu Naidu, the likes of Naveen Patnaik, all of them at some stage or the other have been part of the NDA. Who's actually pushing for these alliances, the regional parties or the BJP?
Well,
or both?
Both. I would say both, because both need each other. As far as, say, for instance, Odisha is concerned, Jajati, of course, will be able to elaborate further on that. They say that Naveen Patnaik needs to seal his position in some way. He is on a very, sticky wicket at the moment, especially after Pandyan was brought into the party, and there's been revolt and rebellion within the party over the last 2-3 months. Several BJD MLAs, there were BJD MLAs who joined the BJP right when Prime Minister was in Odisha on March 5th on the 108th birth anniversary of the late Biju Patnaik. So they are moving away from the BJD. If he needs to stop that, seal that, and sort of, keep things together while he's still at the helm of affairs, then he needs the BJP. Similarly, the BJP needs the BJD if it wants to bolster its numbers NDA-wise nationally.
Interesting, because as you're saying, both the parties need each other. Jajati, let's get a sense from you first from Bhubaneswar, because that's been the big headline story over the last 24 hours. Is this a done deal? Will we expect an announcement in the next couple of days that the Biju Janata Dal and the BJP are tying up? And what are the terms? Is it 2/3 in the Lok Sabha to the BJP, 1/3 to BJD there, and the reverse for Vidhan Sabha? What's your sense?
Well, Rajdeep, as you know, since yesterday, it's a done deal. The alliance is going to happen, that is for sure. It's only a question of numbers, who is getting how many seats. Until a few weeks back, as you know, both BJP and BJD were denying. When media used to ask them, is this alliance happening? They both used to deny and say that it's a rumor, it's not yet finalized, or we can't say. But since yesterday, we know that it's a done deal, the alliance is happening. Now the question is, who is getting how many seats? To come back to the question which...
But what's changed? You said that till a few weeks ago they were denying it. What suddenly has changed that now it appears the alliance is very much on the cards?
Well, I was coming to that. In fact, to answer your question, which we were discussing few seconds back, BJP doesn't need this alliance. They are in a very strong position, and as you know, irrespective of what the few of the party leaders who are not very happy with the style of functioning of Mr. Pandyan, the fact remains the vote bank is still very much intact in the name of Naveen Patnaik, and that is something still very strong in Odisha. So BJD at this point of time doesn't need this alliance. It is only BJP who will gain if this alliance happens. So many say that BJD is doing this alliance under compulsion, and BJP is doing this alliance because it is only here to gain from this alliance. Because as you know, they got 8 Lok Sabha seats in last Lok Sabha election. And this time, if they get around 13-14 seats, at least 4 or 5 seats, they're getting extra. But BJD, on the other hand, they're only going to lose if this alliance happens.
Right. That's interesting that you're saying actually the national party stands to gain more than the regional party in Odisha. T.S. Sudhir, Chandrababu Naidu back in the national capital. This has been going on for weeks now. I remember meeting him a couple of months ago, and he was hoping to meet up with Amit Shah and seal the alliance. And I'm talking about last quarter of 2023. It's taken a while. Is it a done deal, or is there still pressure over who gets how many seats? Is this all about the final seat alliance arrangements?
Well, the numbers have not really been finalized yet. What I'm given to understand from someone very close to Chandrababu Naidu is that Naidu is not inclined to give more than 3 Lok Sabha seats and 5 assembly seats to the BJP to contest, whereas the BJP obviously wants a little more, especially when it comes to the Lok Sabha, anywhere between 5 and 7. Now, that nitty-gritty is yet to be worked out, but the larger story is about how this whole alliance is coming about. Now, Naidu had a very bitter parting in 2018 with the BJP and the NDA. Now he's doing a ghar wapsi of sorts. Now, as far as the BJP is concerned, it is in a win-win situation because it is in the position where both the YCP as well as the TDP will support the BJP at the center, irrespective of how many seats either of the two regional parties win. So either way, the BJP stands to gain. Now, why it is going into an alliance with the TDP and the Janasena is because Pawan Kalyan, for one, wants it to be a combined force against Jagan Mohan Reddy. And number two, that BJP realizes that if it goes into an alliance, gets to be anywhere between 3 to 5 to 6 Lok Sabha seats to contest, it will start having a footprint in Andhra Pradesh. It will have Lok Sabha MPs from Andhra Pradesh who can be inducted into the union cabinet. So the BJP has everything to gain. The TDP wants an insurance policy vis-a-vis Jagan Mohan Reddy. It saw how Chandrababu Naidu had to spend over 50 days in Rajamundry prison last year. It doesn't want a repeat of the same scenario. So the BJP will be some kind of an insurance policy against any kind of similar kind of politics by Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Let's cut the chase though and say, where does this leave the whole thing of 400 par? There's all this talk. I know whenever BJP reporters, all of you are being fed every day, 400 par. If you're going to be 370 on your own, as the Prime Minister set his target, why do you need all these allies? Remember all the things that Chandrababu Naidu said about Prime Minister Modi? Is that all history, Paulomi? Is this the new BJP, which is very flexible? What you've said, whether it's a Nitish Kumar or whether it's a Chandrababu Naidu, if you want to join us, open doors.
Absolutely. As far as this election is concerned, the dynamics have completely changed. The BJP's approach towards allies is very different. They need these allies. They want to meet a certain number, which they've set themselves as a target, and they need these allies on board. So they're keeping a very open-door policy as far as, approaching these allies are concerned, even with the negotiations which have not settled, be it a Bihar, be it a Maharashtra, in terms of seat-sharing negotiations with the allies that are already on board. They are not they're not, at least from the sense that we're getting, they're not, putting their foot down on the sort of number. They'd like a certain number, but they're not putting their foot down on it. So there's going to be a little give and take when it comes to Lok Sabha, when it comes to Assembly as well, because they need these parties on board.
T.S. Sudhir, the same question. Chandrababu and Narendra Modi, they've had a sort of up-down relationship, much like with Nitish Kumar. What is Babu's game here? Is he simply someone who needs to win this election at all costs? Because this could be his final fight and therefore needs everyone on board.
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be pretty much Chandrababu Naidu's last general and assembly election. He's nearing 75. So he would want to come back to power. And another 5 years out of office for the Telugu Desam could spell disaster for the regional party. As far as the BJP is concerned, why is it really out with the shopping list? Because it may win, it wants to win about 370 seats on its own. The main reason is that, to use a cricketing metaphor, Rajdeep, it wants to inflict a crushing defeat. At least that's the message that is coming from the BJP. It's not going to be satisfied with a 2-wicket or a 50-run victory.
No, but they could have gone, TS, they could have gone with Jagan Mohan. Why Chandrababu? Why did they choose Chandrababu over Jagan Mohan?
Because Jagan Mohan Reddy does not want to join the NDA, at least not yet. And here is where the YCP feels the BJP joining may be actually advantage YCP, because it will then push the minority vote, the SC/ST vote firmly into the YCP fold. That's the calculation they are going with. So Andhra Pradesh is going to be a cliffhanger. It is going to be probably the most interesting election, because both the sides are actually very evenly matched at this point in time.
On the other hand, Jajati, you seem to suggest to me that BJP and BJD coming together makes it a cakewalk in Odisha. There are Congress leaders who are telling me this opens up spaces for the Congress to take over the opposition. It's a state where they've struggled in the last couple of decades. Is there an opening there, or do you believe it's a done deal if the BJP and BJD tie up all 21 seats, go one way?
Well, as this alliance happens, it's a good situation for Congress to gain theoretically, but I don't see Congress taking this opportunity to its stride, because they are not very organized and they don't have tall leaders and a very organized leader like that in Telangana, which Telangana can't be repeated in Odisha in these circumstances. Though the opposition space is now open to only Congress, but I don't think they would get the maximum benefit out of this because of this alliance.
Okay, very, very interesting look at the way politics is changing. When it comes to elections, you suddenly still need alliances even in this age where the BJP is a dominant party. Paulomi Saha, for joining me here in the studio, and Jajati Karan and T.S. Sudhir, both former colleagues of mine. Great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for giving us your wisdom on Elections Unlocked. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll bring you what else is happening in the battle for 2024. Keep watching Elections Unlocked.
my challenge to Mr. Gandhi was very simple, that if he considers himself the tallest leader of the Congress party, he should fight only the seat of Amethi. हम कहते हैं कि अगर नेता वो है जिसको सहारे की जरूरत नहीं है, ये राहुल गांधी का मानना है, तो फिर वो बिना मायावती जी के, बिना अखिलेश के सहारे के अमेठी अकेले लड़के दिखा दें. लेकिन मैंने जो सुना है कि वो शायद 2 सीटों से लड़ेंगे. जैसे ही वो अनाउंस करेंगे कि वो 2 सीटों से लड़ रहे हैं, वहीं पे उनकी अनाउंसमेंट का मतलब है कि वो अमेठी हार रहे हैं. जो इंसान टोटली कन्विंस्ड होता है कि वो जीत रहा है, वो दूसरी सीट की ओर नहीं भागता.
राहुल गांधी जी जब दिल्ली मिलते हैं या राहुल गांधी जब अमेठी होते हैं, वो कहते हैं अमेठी से उनका नाता पारिवारिक है. तो परिवार में नानी होती ना, तो वो उनका नाता जब वो वायनाड के सांसद थे तब भी वैसे है आज अमेठी से, जैसे जब अमेठी सांसद हुआ करते तब जैसे था. तो अमेठी के लोग तैयार हैं. जिला कांग्रेस कमेटी लगातार संगठन के माध्यम से काम कर रही. वहाँ पर बहुत सारे समाजसेवी संगठन हैं जो राहुल गांधी जी को चुनाव लड़ाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं. उससे बड़ी बात, जो एक अमेठी परिवार है, वो परिवार लगातार राहुल गांधी जी के ऑफिस के संपर्क में है, हम लोगों के संपर्क में है, संगठन के संपर्क में है. वो लगातार चाहता है कि अमेठी के लोगों से हम सबसे एक भूल हुई है, उसे सुधारने का मौका मिले. जो अमेठी का विकास रुका था फिर शुरू हो. राहुल गांधी जी के नाम से जो अमेठी का नाम था पूरी दुनिया में, वो फिर से रोशन हो. इस बात को लेकर अमेठी के लोग तैयार हैं और राहुल गांधी जी का इंतजार कर रहे हैं.
जम्मू एंड कश्मीर बीजेपी को जिन्होंने इस पार्टी को बहुत फैलाने में हेल्प करी है, J&K में रविंदर रैना जी, क्राउड तो दिख रहा है, लोग भी इतने आए हैं, लेकिन मैं पहला सवाल पूछती हूँ पॉलिटिक्स पे. ऑपोजिशन कहती है जबरदस्ती कंपल्सरी करके आप लोग यहाँ लेकर आए हैं.
दिल खोल कर जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम ने, दिल खोल कर वादी कश्मीर की जनमानस ने आज प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब का वेलकम किया है. पलकें बिछाए कश्मीर के लोग मोदी साहब का इंतजार कर रहे थे. जिस तरीके से मोदी साहब ने दिल खोलकर हिंदुस्तान का खजाना कश्मीर के लिए खोला. आज कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी रेल जाने के लिए तैयार है. आज एम्स हॉस्पिटल कश्मीर बन रहा है, सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, रिंग रोड्स. आज डेवलपमेंट, अमन, खुशहाली, भाईचारा, हिंदू, मुसलमान, सिख, ईसाई सब मिलजुल कर जिस जोशो जुनून के साथ यहाँ रह रहे हैं, ये लोगों के चेहरे पर जज्बात हैं. ये जबरदस्ती नहीं लाए जा सकते. ये लोगों का प्यार है प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी साहब के लिए, जिन्होंने जम्मू कश्मीर में अमन लाया, खुशहाली लाई, प्यार, मोहब्बत, लोगों को जोड़ा. मोदी साहब ने, मोदी साहब को पूरा कश्मीर सलाम करता है, सलूट करता है मोदी साहब को.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. You are with Elections Unlocked. Let's give you a quick check on what else is making election news today. The war over Parivarwad has intensified. RJD Chief Lalu Prasad Yadav once again launching an attack on those who claim to be Modi's family, or Prime Minister Modi, claiming that why didn't they follow Hindu rituals when Mr. Modi's mother passed away. The RJD chief didn't stop there. He further added the Prime Minister was not a real Hindu because he didn't shave his head and follow rituals like his brother did after his mother died. Kolkata today witnessed a massive political storm today. BJP women delegation led by MP Locket Chatterjee, Agnomitra Paul were detained and stopped from visiting Sandesh Kali. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee, on the other hand, led a Women's Day rally in the city. She had a few women from Sandesh Kali also joining. She challenged the Prime Minister in that rally, saying that women are more safe in Bengal, she claimed, than in any other state. The Association for Democratic Reforms today filed a contempt plea against the State Bank of India and the Supreme Court on the electoral bonds case for their failure to submit details of the electoral bonds as per the deadline of 6th March. ADR's plea has alleged the SBI violated the Apex Court's direction. On the 11th of March, the Supreme Court says it will now hear the matter. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, meanwhile, was in Jammu and Kashmir today. His first visit since Article 370 was effectively abrogated. He unveiled multiple development projects worth more than 6,400 crores during the Viksit Bharat Viksit Jammu Kashmir program at Srinagar's Bakshi Stadium. While addressing the rally, the Prime Minister attacked the Congress for misleading the people, he said, of Jammu and Kashmir on Article 370, training his guns on the Congress for, he said, keeping Parivar before the welfare of the people. On the other hand, Rahul Gandhi is on his Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, which has entered the Prime Minister's home state of Gujarat, where today the Congress made the big poll promise for youth, unveiling a youth manifesto that promises, among other things, right to apprenticeship and promises to end the paper leak menace, and says that it will ensure that every youth in the country will get jobs, including 30 lakh government jobs, he said, which are still pending. So those are some of the promises that have been made, even to gig economy workers. Let's then listen in to both the Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi as I leave you on Elections Unlocked. Bye for now. Namaskar.
जम्मू कश्मीर केवल एक क्षेत्र नहीं है, ये जम्मू कश्मीर भारत का मस्तक है और ऊंचा उठा मस्तक ही विकास और सम्मान का प्रतीक होता है। इसलिए विकसित जम्मू कश्मीर विकसित भारत की प्राथमिकता है।
मैं आपको यह बताना चाहता हूं कि हिंदुस्तान के युवाओं के लिए, आदिवासी युवाओं के लिए, पिछड़े वर्ग, दलित, गरीब, जनरल कास्ट के युवाओं के लिए कांग्रेस पार्टी क्या करने जा रही है। सरकार में आने के एकदम बाद हमारा पहला काम होगा कि 90% को 30 लाख सरकारी नौकरियां हम दे देंगे। हिंदुस्तान के युवाओं को, सब युवाओं को अप्रेंटिसशिप का अधिकार देने जा रहे हैं और ये अधिकार हर ग्रेजुएट, हर डिप्लोमा होल्डर को मिलेगा। सरकारी ऑफिस में 1 साल की अप्रेंटिसशिप दी जाएगी और 1 लाख रुपए उसे 1 साल में दिया जाएगा।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बड़ी प्रखरता से इस मुद्दे को उठाया और बचने के लिए कर्नाटका सरकार के पास कोई जगह नहीं थी, तो उन्होंने गिरफ्तारी करी। उन्होंने गिरफ्तारी जिन 3 लोगों की करी है, उसमें एक है मोहम्मद इल्ताज, जो तस्वीर मैं आपके सामने रखूंगा। तस्वीर झूठ नहीं बोलती है, ये देखिए। पहली गिरफ्तारी मोहम्मद इल्ताज, मुनव्वर अहमद और मोहम्मद शाफी, ये 3 लोग हैं जिनकी गिरफ्तारी दबाव में करी। भारत तोड़ो अन्याय यात्रा क्यों कहते हैं देशवासी? ये उसी यात्रा के दौरान है कि कैसे जुड़वा भाई बन के गले लग रहा है ये देशद्रोही जो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे लगाता है, और राहुल गांधी उसे झप्पी मारते हैं और गले से लगाते हैं, मेरे भाई तुम ही हो मेरे सब कुछ। तुम देश का विरोध करो, मैं तुम्हारे साथ खड़ा हूं। और क्या ऐसा है कि ये जो व्यक्ति है, ये व्यक्ति केवल एक बार राहुल गांधी से इस तरह से मिला है? नहीं, ये जो टुकड़े टुकड़े मानसिकता है कांग्रेस पार्टी की, इसको बढ़ावा किसने दिया है? ये देखिए, ये तस्वीर जो है, इसमें ये व्यक्ति गौरव गोगोई के साथ है, सिद्धारमैया जो मुख्यमंत्री हैं उनके साथ है, नासिर हुसैन के साथ है, अजय माकन के साथ है, हुआ तो हुआ सैम पिट्रोडा के साथ है, और शशि थरूर दिखाई दे रहे हैं, डीके शिव कुमार दिखाई दे रहे हैं। अब आप मुझे बताइए, ऐसा कैसे संभव हो गया कि ये व्यक्ति जो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे लगा रहा है, हर बड़े कांग्रेसी नेता के साथ है, और इसके साथ ये वाली तस्वीर तो लाखों लाखों शब्दों से जो बयां नहीं किया जा सकता, वो कह रही है।
Today joining is nice. The way they have welcomed me is overwhelming for me. That's all. That's all.
Just you can find out the corruption. You can say that on corruption issues and that issue.
Corruption issue, everybody knows. Corruption is to be fought. Corruption is to be fought.
Sardesai, what was your Sardesai? You can also say that.
It is a very bad incident. Very bad incident. The state leaders have gone there. They have been prevented from reaching there. And despite that, they have reached. They have stood beside the ladies and the females there. And BJP is taking the cause of the oppressed persons in Sardesai.
So are you also the
sorry.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए।
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies.
Co-presented by Century Laminates by Manish Malhotra. Fashion for your furniture.
Co-presented by
Macho Hand. बड़े आराम से.
Co-powered by
The bold look of Kohler. Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर family होगी insured. No stress, Phenolix.
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kamal. Has Prime Minister Modi been able to deliver on the promise of a Naya Kashmir? How much of what we saw today, what we've seen in the valley over the past several months is the new reality and how much is hype? We'll debate that on the news track tonight. Plus lots of ground reports.
Modi's Mission Kashmir. First visit after Article 370 abrogation. Big Badalta Kashmir message.
मैं ये मेहनत आपका दिल जीतने के लिए कर रहा हूं और मैं दिनों दिन देख रहा हूं कि मैं आपका दिल जीतने की दिशा में सही दिशा में जा रहा हूं.
Crowds pour in for Prime Minister's rally.
मोदी जी को देखने के लिए, उनकी स्पीच सुनने के लिए आए हैं यहाँ. मेरा ड्रीम है कि मैं उनसे एक ऑटोग्राफ और एक सेल्फी लूं.
विकसित भारत, विकसित जम्मू एंड कश्मीर पुश.
रिमोट का बटन दबाकर इन मुख्तलिफ स्कीमों और प्रोग्राम्स को अवाम के नाम वक्फ करें.
Tourism, not terrorism.
बड़े बड़े स्टार भी, सेलिब्रिटी भी, विदेशी मेहमान भी कश्मीर में आए बिना जाते नहीं हैं.
विकास, not परिवार. PM's Naya Kashmir visit.
The Prime Minister held his first rally since the abrogation of Article 370 in Srinagar today. The Bakshi Stadium was packed with the young, the old, kids, everyone coming out to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Modi to hear his vision of a Viksit Jammu and Kashmir. PM Modi's message was clear. He spoke of a Badalta Kashmir and said that the progress of Srinagar was crucial to the overall progress of Naya Bharat. He also hit out at dynastic parties and families, saying that they were at the core of the problems that Jammu and Kashmir had faced in the past. My colleague Pooja Shali was in Srinagar. She, along with Ashraf Wani, have our lead story tonight.
जम्मू कश्मीर केवल एक क्षेत्र नहीं है. ये जम्मू कश्मीर भारत का मस्तक है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi returning to Kashmir after nearly 5 years. And the valley has undergone a sea change since then. Article 370 is history, putting Kashmir on the road to full integration with India. On his first visit since the abrogation of Article 370, Prime Minister Modi said his government ended decades of bias.
जम्मू कश्मीर आज खुल करके सांस ले रहा है. बंदिशों से ये आजादी आर्टिकल 370 हटने के बाद आई है. दशकों तक सियासी फायदे के लिए कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों ने 370 के नाम पर जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को गुमराह किया, देश को गुमराह किया.
The Prime Minister also trained guns on the Congress, National Conference and PDP for keeping Parivar before the welfare of the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
परिवारवादी पार्टियों ने जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को दशकों तक इन अधिकारों से वंचित रखा. आज हर वर्ग को उनके अधिकार लौटाए जा रहे हैं. जम्मू कश्मीर में परिवारवाद और भ्रष्टाचार का एक बहुत बड़ी भुक्तभोगी रही है हमारी J&K बैंक, इस बैंक को तबाह करने में यहां की पहले की सरकारों ने कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ी थी.
The Prime Minister also said there was an era when the people of Jammu and Kashmir were deprived of benefits, and now the valley is flourishing under Modi Sarkar.
कुछ परिवारों के फायदे के लिए जम्मू कश्मीर को जंजीरों में जकड़ दिया गया था. आज 370 नहीं है, इसलिए जम्मू कश्मीर के युवाओं की प्रतिभा का पूरा सम्मान हो रहा है. उन्हें नए अवसर मिल रहे हैं.
In his first visit to Kashmir after Article 370 purge, Prime Minister Modi unveiled multiple development projects worth more than 6,400 crore rupees during the Viksit Bharat, Viksit Jammu Kashmir program at Srinagar's Bakshi Stadium.
मोदी अपने परिवार को विश्वास देकर जा रहा है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के विकास का यह अभियान किसी कीमत पर नहीं रुकेगा. अगले 5 वर्षों में जम्मू कश्मीर और तेजी से विकास करेगा.
With Pooja Shali in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Since the abrogation of Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir has seen many changes. Earlier, our viewers would recall all the stone pelting, the continuous terror attacks that used to happen in different places. From there, the effort now is on developing Jammu and Kashmir, reducing corruption and trying to ensure that the infrastructure projects which are commissioned by the centre are actually executed on the ground. Prime Minister Modi's visit was high on sentiment and symbolism. He paid homage to the revered Shankaracharya Hill. He wished the crowd that he had gathered there for Shivratri and Ramzan, and also posed for a selfie with a budding entrepreneur from the valley. It was a visit marked by an emotional connect and a diverse outreach.
A warm welcome awaits. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pays homage to the majestic and revered Shankaracharya Hill, exploring the breathtaking beauty of Srinagar amidst the promise of a revitalized Kashmir. His first visit since the repeal of Article 370.
Now, we don't see stone pelting, we don't see mass violence, and I'm glad to see that young boys and girls go to their schools, finish their education in town, which is natural or normal for you and I, was not normal for a Kashmiri child. I've seen Kashmir change for the better, and it means a lot. It means a lot to me because I never thought somebody will have the guts to do it, but my hope is that the peace will continue.
A jubilant reception for the Prime Minister in the valley.
हम बड़ी खुशी से मोदी साहब यहाँ आएंगे. यहाँ बहुत सारी मुल्क से आएंगे यहाँ लोग.
आज हम मोदी जी को स्वागत करने लिए आया हूँ. मोदी जी ने हमारा देश बनाया है. पूरे वर्ल्ड में देश मोदी जी का नाम बड़ा नाम है.
Launching 53 projects worth 6,400 crore rupees under the Viksit Bharat, Viksit Jammu Kashmir program.
जम्मू कश्मीर केवल एक क्षेत्र नहीं है. ये जम्मू कश्मीर भारत का मस्तक है, और ऊंचा उठा मस्तक ही विकास और सम्मान का प्रतीक होता है. इसलिए विकसित जम्मू कश्मीर विकसित भारत की प्राथमिकता है.
As an advocate for the region's charm and rapid infrastructure development, the Prime Minister promoted Naya Kashmir as an ideal wedding destination.
अब मेरा मिशन है वेड इन इंडिया. पूरी दुनिया ने देखा कि कैसे यहां जम्मू कश्मीर में G20 का शानदार आयोजन हुआ. आज यहां जम्मू कश्मीर में पर्यटन के सारे रिकॉर्ड टूट रहे हैं. अकेले 2023 में ही 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा पर्यटक यहां आए हैं. अब बड़े बड़े स्टार भी, सेलिब्रिटी भी, विदेशी मेहमान भी कश्मीर में आए बिना जाते नहीं हैं।
From young to old, Prime Minister Modi's visit sparked excitement among local Kashmiris.
मेरा ड्रीम है कि मैं उनसे एक ऑटोग्राफ और सेल्फी लूं। फैन है आप उनके? यस, बहुत बड़ा फैन हूं मैं।
जम्मू कश्मीर को अगर बदलने वाला है तो वो श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी है।
A tribute to diversity by the Prime Minister and warm wishes for the upcoming Ramzan and Shivratri.
रमजान के महीने से हर किसी को शांति और सौहार्द का संदेश मिले, यही मेरी कामना है। ये भूमि तो आदि शंकराचार्य की तपोभूमि रही है और कल महाशिवरात्रि है। मैं आपको भी और सभी देशवासियों को भी महाशिवरात्रि के पावन पर्व की अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। एक प्रकार से स्वीट रिवॉल्यूशन, हमने ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन सुना है, हमने व्हाइट रिवॉल्यूशन सुना है। आज मेरा कश्मीर नाजिम जैसे युवाओं के कारण स्वीट रिवॉल्यूशन का नेतृत्व कर रहा है।
Adding a personal touch, fulfilling a young local entrepreneur's request for a selfie. Once troubled, now thriving with development, with its snow-capped Himalayan peaks, rushing rivers, historic gardens, and scenic alpine meadows, Naya Kashmir is already attracting tourists seeking respite from the hustle and bustle of the world. Bureau Report, India Today.
Has the Prime Minister been able to deliver on the promise of a Naya Kashmir? Joining us on this broadcast, Ranbir Singh Patania, spokesperson of the Jammu and Kashmir BJP, was an MLA in the state when it did have an active assembly. With us also is Shehla Rashid Chora, policy consultant and researcher. Irfa Jan joins us, social media and digital platforms in charge of the National Congress. I want to go across to Irfa first, because the level of enthusiasm that we saw is being highlighted by the BJP as evidence of the fact that Jammu and Kashmir now is seeing a new dawn of development. The fact that corruption is down, the fact that infrastructure projects are actually being executed. They're saying, look at the rally, look at the enthusiasm, evidence of the fact that there is a new Kashmir that is rising. Irfa Jan.
Well, you are discounting the evidence that Umar Abdullah Sahab and National Conference has put forward, where thousands of these people who've actually attended the rally turned out to be government employees. In fact, the list that Umar Sahab has already shared on his Twitter account runs into thousands. These are government employees sitting there and BJP workers. These government employees were told that they have to mandatorily report at Bakshi Stadium at 5 in the morning, and if they fail to do so, they would be thrown out of the jobs. You had the daily wagers and the Anganwadi workers who were forced to go into this rally, and the BJP workers. So let's stop calling it peace, enthusiasm of locals. It was an employee, it was a staged crowd that only had government employees to begin with. Now, coming to the promises that you're saying, the irony of the situation is that the promises that the BJP government used to make to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, not that they acted on any of those promises anytime, they've stopped making those promises also. They did not, at least till last year, they at least used to promise statehood. Diya nahi, but kam se kam bolte the. In this rally, the Prime Minister did not even talk about statehood, something that they promised on the floor of the Parliament again and again. They did not talk about assembly.
Let Ranbir Patania respond to both your points. One, that many of them were government employees brought in mandatorily. And secondly, that there was no talk about statehood, which is a promise that the BJP made, a promise she claims you've now forgotten about. Ranbir Patania.
Yes. Rahul, thanks. And a very good evening to everybody on board. If in one single sentence we have to sum up Kashmir, this is as good as the Shakespearean epithet in Hamlet: an era ends and a new era begins. So 5th of August 2019 marks the beginning of a new and a golden era in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. Better security environment, nobody will dispute it. Bigger industrial investment, 2 crore tourists, and no stone peltings. Bigger industrial, bigger employment pushes also, And first of all, Dil ki duri or Delhi ki duri, it has reduced. So far as my learned counterpart has been submitting, first of all, I strongly dispute, though it is for the administration to say, for the first time, you have seen that people running and beaming up in crowds voluntarily on the streets of Kashmir just to join Pradhan Mantri's rally, which is unprecedented in the history of Kashmir. Earlier, Jawaharlal Nehru addressed a rally. Some people were telling me, some in late 50s, he led a Shikara rally and people came out voluntarily. People came, and